Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special postseason BB20 show with your runner-up, Tyler. We have so much to talk about. We're going to get to all of your guys' fan questions. Let me let you know really quickly, if you missed any of our past shows, you can check them all out at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB20. All the house guests we've already done are over there, and our shows and content from all season long. Of course, you guys are on YouNow right now, so make sure you become a fan so you're alerted every time we go live. I think Brett's letting me know in a little bit. We might be having Brett tomorrow. We are definitely having Casey, which is going to be on Tuesday now. And Sam is crafting, but getting back to me. That'll probably be Friday. Of course, if you guys want access to the patron after shows, help support our shows, access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, you can become a patron over at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. And the number one fan, I forgot to say, number one fan on this show, you guys are winning a Tangela autographed emoji pillow. You're welcome. So, without further ado, let's get to the guy you all want to hear from. It's Tyler.
Oh, hey.
Tyler, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am doing great, Tyler. It is so good to hear from you.
Dude, I'm sorry it took me so long, but I'm here.
All right.
I'm happy.
And I want to say to everybody, let you all know right now so that no one is stabbing us, because Tyler, we already have a million questions for you.
Let's do it.
Tyler is on a schedule today, so we're going to call this part one show. It is not going to be as long as our regular show. We're going to call this a part one show. We're going to get to as many of your guys' questions as we can.
We'll get them in.
We're going to get them in, so you guys go ahead, become a fan now, of course, so that you can leave your questions in the chat room. You can tweet me them with hashtag YRRLive, and go ahead and spread the word. Let everybody know that we are live now. So here we go. I'm just going to start firing them at you, Tyler.
Let's do it,
I'm just going to start firing them at you.
I'm so ready.
Perfect. All right. Let's go with this one from Marietta, who you got this question a lot, but she says, Tyler, if Casey and JC were in the final two, which seems impossible since both of them were going to take you, who would you have voted for? Would it have mattered who evicted you in that scenario? So who would you have voted for if the final two was Casey and JC and you didn't end up being there?
That is a tough one. Yeah, like you said, I was pretty confident that they would both take me unless somebody evicted me. But it definitely, whoever would have evicted me, that would have definitely played a major role. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
So who evicted you would have been a major role. Okay.
Yes.
Yanisa wants to know, how did you decide between joining the Level 6 and Faute, since they both pitched to you to join them?
Yes. That's a great question. I think the fact that Level 6 came to me first, and the fact that after I consulted with the Faute leader, Swaggy, they wanted me to join this 8-person alliance, and I was like, let me talk to Swaggy about it. And I was like, Swaggy, what do you think about me joining your 8-person alliance? He said, nah, man, I don't know. It's not really a good idea to have such a big alliance. Right. And I was like, oh, okay. So you don't want me in. Okay, sounds good. I'll stick to Level 6.
Okay, so that was it. Yeah. It was that simple. All right.
It was simple. It's simple, man.
It's very simple in that big brother house. That is for sure. Ed Rizzo wants to know, and now you got this question from a ton of people as well. Did you feel like you were rushed in giving your answers on finale night to the jury? And do you think that in any way hurt the case that you were able to make to them?
I did feel like I was a little bit rushed, but at the same time, I don't think it really hurt my case too much because my nerves were at an all-time high in that moment. So if I did have more time, I'm still not even sure I would have been able to even get some valid points across. You know what I mean? So, right. I mean, I felt a little rushed, but at the same time, I could barely make sentences, so I'm not sure if it would have changed anything at all.
All right, so nerves.
Nerves.
Dorsey wants to know, were you ever close to telling anyone about your cloud power before you told Sam?
Sam,
And
yeah.
you were close to telling someone before Sam.
Yeah, I definitely was. I was definitely leaning towards telling Casey and Angela and Brett, but I was only going to tell them if we were like backs against the wall, like I was about to use it, like
Right.
if I absolutely had to. And yeah, but nobody like on the other side of the house. Nothing like that. I really wanted to keep it a secret, and I really wanted to play like I didn't even have it. So, and then like that was like a little olive branch to like kind of reel Sam back in. Totally backfired on me, but yeah, I definitely was thinking about it.
So to that point, you got this from a lot of people too. What is it that specifically made you tell Sam about your power? Were you really hoping to bring her to the final three, or was it more just to solidify your bond with her?
It was more to solidify my bond with her, because I felt like at that point it was kind of when I felt like I was like growing apart from Sam, like game wise and like personal wise, we hadn't like talked as much as we were before, and it was just like weighing on me. So, and I wanted just to like her to feel more open and comfortable around me. So I was like, okay, maybe sharing the secret with her will help that and bring her closer to me, but it kind of made her farther away, because she was like, he's either lying or I'm mad that he didn't tell me right away. So kind of backfired. Yeah. But I was true to level 6. So
Okay.
I just needed Sam.
Okay.
But I love Sam. I love her.
Sam is the best.
She's awesome.
We're gonna do a Christmas crafting show with Sam,
Yeah,
which I'm super excited about.
Please do.
Dream Catchers over on Twitter wants to know, and you got this a lot. What was your favorite comp this season?
Oh man, I love Otev. Man, are you kidding me? Otev without a doubt.
Otev without a doubt. Favorite. What was your least
without
favorite?
a doubt. My least favorite was the slide in the DMs one.
Oh, yeah.
That Bailey one. I just thought it was way too much luck. It's not just because Bailey won, because like I was happy at the time, but yeah, no.
Okay.
That sucked.
Rod Carson wants to know, do you think that playing a game and not letting everyone know that you were a mastermind looking back now is still the way that you would do it going forward? So I guess he's trying to say, or I think a lot of people who would say where the flaw in your game was that a lot of people in the jury didn't know how much you were doing in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of hard because I tried a little bit to let people know in my goodbye messages like how much I was doing, but I would always regret the way I was saying it, because it's like it's not about what you're saying, it's about how you're saying it. So like I feel like eventually these people would figure out that I was behind a lot of these things, but if you're telling it to them in the wrong way, it's just going to like totally undermine everything you've done. So I think that's where I went wrong.
Right. I was yelling at you. I was like, okay, he's gonna make a good pitch to Scotty now. Here we go, Scotty. And you were like, tell your friends. And I was like, tell your friends, Tyler.
That was not. I was like, that's like Scotty and I's humor, and
okay.
I regretted it afterwards, because it's like, man, that was a sensitive time for Scotty. He just got evicted. This is his dream too, and I was just like, it didn't come across the way I wanted it to, and I regretted that like that day after I made it. I was like, oh no, that wasn't good.
I do have to say, people loved you and Scotty together.
Dude, I love Scotty.
A lot of us loved you and Scotty together. I have to say, speaking of regrets in the game, Tyler, I'm sure I know what one of yours are, and one of the questions you're getting from a ton of people as well.
Uh-huh.
Are you ever straightening your hair again?
No. Nope. Not again. I don't know who I am anymore. That's an awesome gift. Yeah.
You're never straightening it again.
No.
All right.
Angela's already trying to get me to do it, and no.
Sal863 wants to know, were you shocked that Fessy didn't vote for you?
I actually was. Like, when I was going through the votes in my head, I just had always thought that Fess would vote for me. I don't know what it was. It was just I thought like I had a closer friendship than Casey did with Fess. Like if I was next to JC, I wouldn't have expected his vote. But I don't know. Yeah, Fest told me afterwards it's like because Casey was the one that won the veto that sent him home
Right.
or something like that. But like, it's all right. I mean, I did expect it though. I thought either Scotty or Fest, at least one of them.
Okay. D. LaPlante wants to know if you wanted to win, who do you think you should have or would have taken to the final two?
Out of the final three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it now and hearing what everybody's saying, like maybe I would have had a better chance against JC. But in my head, in the game, like I had always thought that JC. Well, it's true. JC was behind like most of the moves. Like him and I were like pretty much working together up until a certain point, like completely. You know, like him in level 6, he didn't really know about level 6, but he was
Right.
making the same moves and like working towards the same goal as level 6. So JC
Okay.
was behind a lot of things too. So in my head, I always thought the jury would have picked him over me. But hearing other people now, I guess might have been different.
I will say two things. I'm shocked because I agree. I think JC did an amazing job
He did.
balancing the power week to
He
week.
really did.
I love hearing you giving him credit for the moves that he made. And I
Oh,
will
dude,
tell you,
yeah.
but I think this might make you feel better. Now, granted, it is postseason and people could be lying. But as someone who has had most of the jury on this show,
Yeah.
they have all said they would have voted for JC over Tyler.
Yeah, see? Exactly. Exactly. I even said this like before we went off live feeds and Casey and I came to JC and told him like that we were going to pick each other.
Right.
And I even said when we were telling him that, I was like, I feel like I'm set up to lose either way, JC, but I have to stay true to Casey because this was a day one thing, you know?
Now-
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take this from Lindsay because you had a lot of final two deals, I guess is the point. I'm just going to reword it a little.
Okay.
Were you always going to be loyal to Casey to the end? Or what do you say to people who say, Tyler, you had final two deals with everybody. You could say that about anybody you made it to the final two with.
Yeah. I mean, my goal and really this is what got me second place. I was playing to get to the end, you know. I wasn't really playing to win and setting myself up to win as well as I should have. Like I was playing to get to the end. I had a lot of different routes to get me to the end, but
Right.
my downfall was just getting to the end.
See, I know people
If
don't
that
like.
makes sense.
It makes complete sense. I always
Yeah.
think, as a new player in Big Brother, although your season was totally different,
Mhm.
I think as a new player, you should play knowing that if there's a returning player, you're probably not winning. So
Yeah.
you should play to make it to the end so that you can be the returning player the next year. And let's face it, Tyler, you're going to be the returning player.
That was not the goal, man. I need a
I
break
know.
on that. That was
I
a long
know.
100 days. But yeah, I thought I could maybe cover my tracks later and maybe talk him into voting for me later. But yeah, I was really just trying to get to the end.
So now another thing that people want to know about, I'm going to take it from BB Princess, is Tyler. You said on the show that you threw the last comp. Did you really throw the last comp? That knowing that if you would have won, you would have had Scotty's vote. We'll just say that you really throw the last comp because I'm confused.
The last HOH comp,
I
part
guess.
2. No, yeah, I didn't throw that. I threw the veto when Angela was still there.
When Angela was still there, you threw the veto so that you
Mhm.
wouldn't have to choose between knowing
Yeah.
that both were going to take you.
I couldn't, yeah. Even if one of them wasn't going to take me, I still would have thrown it because I couldn't make that decision.
Okay.
That would have weighed on me too much.
Emily Hoff 613 wants to know, did you come into the house with a strategy as a super fan, or did you adapt as the game went on?
It was both. It was definitely both. I knew, first of all, I knew it was going to be probably a kind of easy to hide that I was a super fan just because of, I'm the long hair surfer dude. Nobody expects that out of me. So I thought it was going to be easy. And it was easier than I thought. And after a while, people just forget about any secrets or they don't care. So I just kind of kept it up. But yeah, the game's all about adapting, and I knew that. So you have to see who you're working with first before you make a strategy and try to implement it 100%. It's always changing. Everything's always changing.
Okay, so then I'm going to take this question from Janet L., who says, Big Brother is a game of strategy that is always changing and adapting. Is there any specific thing that you think you could have changed from your game to help you take the win?
Yeah, I definitely think my goodbye messages and the way I kind of handled people on the other side of the house. You know, I don't know. I was always like friends with them and cool with them, but I was definitely always like being like closed off with them. And
Right.
I don't know. I just didn't have as strong of a connection with most people on the other side of the house as Casey did. You know, she was like that social butterfly. Every single person loved her in the house. And like sometimes no matter what you do, you just can't overcome that.
See, now you got this from a ton of people as well in the chat, which I will say I thought was one of the most brilliant things ever. But I want to know, is this really a plan that you had, and about getting people to leave not great goodbye messages? Was this a specific strategy? Because I think watching the feeds, I forget if you actually said it or not, but like people were saying, yeah, oh, Tyler said we should leave maybe a more mean goodbye message. We thought that was a brilliant strategy, Tyler.
Yeah.
Was that something
Yeah,
you did on purpose?
it was, you know, like I don't know. Every time people would bring up like, oh man, we should just blast them in the GBMs or like blame things on Brett or just, and Brett wanted to just go in. He's like, yeah, I'll tell Fest that like I'll look after his girl. I was like, yeah, dude, go for it, dude. Please do. I'll do the same thing. Like, yeah, like that was definitely a strategy of mine. But I figured, but in my head, I was like, all right, Brett's doing this too. I thought Brett was just saying like he was leaving all these crazy goodbye messages and like blasting people, but he actually wasn't. Turns out he actually was. So that worked.
Yes, he definitely was.
Of course he did.
Annie wants to know, is there anybody that you wish you could have switched from the Hive into level 6? So would you be willing to trade out any level 6 member for a Hive member? Or if you don't want to be that mean, is there just someone from the Hive that you wish you could have brought in?
I would never switch out any level 6 members, never. But if we wanted to have a level 7, watching the season back, it kind of seems like Haley was more of like the voice of reason for the Hive. She just like her ideas were overlooked and like she was on point with a lot of things. You know, Haley was really good at that game. Like
Right.
she doesn't get enough credit, I don't think. Haley's an amazing game player. So if we could have added a level 6, made a level 7, Haley would have been a good one.
All right.
For sure.
Then speaking of Haley, John1722 on Twitter wants to know, what were you thinking during the bathtub pitch with Rockstar and Haley? What was the drunk Haley bathroom pitch like? Were you buying it?
Oh, no, man. I knew for a fact I was going to use that veto on Angela. I was just trying to get as much info as possible, and that was bad. I love Haley and Rockstar, but that was not a good pitch. Like, I said, even to them, I would say, yeah, I don't like the personal shots on people. I'm not going to listen to it. And all they were doing is personal shots and telling me I look good from that angle. And, like,
Right.
I knew what they were doing, you know. Haley's good at the game, but I could always tell when she was lying. So that's just, like I knew. I was just trying to get info from her. And they basically laid out their entire side of the house in that. So just
Okay.
confirmed a lot of things for me.
Did you ever consider, I see people in the, yes, you got this from a ton of people, but did you ever consider throwing the one when you had to be spinning around on the rope? Why can't I remember what the name of the comp was?
Oh,
The
the pie one?
the pie one. Did you ever consider throwing that to Haley and letting her get the blood on her hands that week?
Nah, no, because I figured she would either put me on the block or backdoor me. Even though she had nobody else in the house besides Scotty, kind of. Like, she was already targeting me before. So when it came down to Haley and I was like, okay, last person I want to win. And either way, if she would have won, somebody I was close to was going to go. So
Well, Tyler, I will confirm Correct decision. I asked Haley. I really thought she would have worked with you. She said, no way in hell.
Man. No
Tyler's
way.
ass was on the block if I would have won that. I was like, wow. All right,
I
Haley.
know for a fact that Haley is like, I love Haley to death, but she could not lie to me. Her eyes would go around the room whenever she was telling me she wasn't going to put me on the block. And I'm like, okay, why can't you look me in the eye and say that, Haley? Like, what's going on?
I just figured she had nowhere else to go, but whatever. KK Whitting wants to know, was there anything that you found out that happened in the real world while you were in the Big Brother house that shocked you?
There's like a lot of weird things. The first thing I remember hearing was that Mac Miller died, and that was shocking. That was the first thing I remember hearing. And then just all these trials and everything going on. And the government, oh man, it's too much. I'm still like every day learning something new about what happened this summer, and it's the weirdest thing in the world. I feel like I'm so behind, and I can never catch up.
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to take you a while. Well, here,
Yeah.
let me take this from Ashley Setzer on Twitter. Wants to know, now that you had to watch back the season or most of it, what was something from the season that surprised you that you didn't know?
JC.
Flip
JC, man. That flip vote. Oh, I don't know why. He was like the fifth person or sixth person I would have expected to do that. God.
Yeah.
I get it, though. It was smart. But it's all good.
Anne wants to know, besides, and you got this from a ton of people too, besides meeting Angela and winning America's Favorite Player, what was your best memory from your time in the Big Brother house?
Oh, man, I can't really think of like a certain memory. Honestly, after winning that OTEV veto, because it was like I felt like I was going to be backdoored, but Haley was saying I wasn't, so I wasn't totally sure. And I knew I couldn't because I had my cloud. So it was like I was saving like Casey and Angela. And that was just amazing to be able to like pull that out for them. Like that was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life to win that veto. Like that was probably my most fond memory for sure.
Okay. And JK Beach wants to know on that same topic, was there any moment that you were really excited or needed to go back home and watch on the feeds to find out what happened?
Yeah. Not really to find out what happened because there were, like, I feel like Level 6 and I and, like, JC pretty much knew about a lot of things that were going on. So, but I really wanted to know who did that flip vote on Caitlyn when Caitlyn got evicted. I wanted to know that.
Okay.
And I definitely wanted to rewatch OTEV just to relive it, man, because that was too sweet.
What did you consider was your biggest obstacle in the house? Was it the twist, the house guests, relationships, competitions? What would you say was your biggest obstacle in the house?
I'd say my biggest I like the twist thing really screwed it up because I thought I was going to be done. That was like the one time or the one week I felt like if I was on the block, I would go just because of that canceled vote. And it was like I was going to go that week if I didn't win that veto or get that veto used on me. So, yeah, the twist really messed me up. But then it saved us, too, the next week. So it kind of balanced out. Okay. But that was the toughest time of the game for sure.
And I also have to say, I see so many people in chat are like, Angela and Tangela questions. Guys, this is this should, you guys know how we do it around here. We all love Tyler and Angela, and we all love the Tyler and Angela love story. That show will hopefully happen in the future. Right now, we're on Tyler's show.
Don't worry, Angela's good, guys. She loves you too.
Angela is perfect. Erica Diego says, okay, well, now coming off that, Erica Diego says, do you think there was any chance you could have beaten Angela on finale night?
I mean, yeah, I think so, given the fact that pretty much like half the jury or more than half the jury would decided to just like blast her in their eviction speeches and like just never even tried to really get to know her as a person, you know? So if they were voting personally, I feel like it was like the lesser of two evils between Angela and I guess. I don't know. Maybe, but the fact that she was targeted from week one and made it all that way is honestly incredible. And I would vote for somebody like her. If I was in the jury and she was in the final two, right. Like I would definitely have to take that in consideration. So
I mean,
maybe they would too.
I think, as a super fan, like, people's critique of Angela and kind of Casey was them not really, like, let's just say, playing the game until jury. But I think, honestly, that's the best strategy. Anybody that is a good Big Brother player knows, lay under the... You don't want a target on your back before jury. We might, as fans, might not love that you're not out there fighting and causing problems. But if you're trying to win $500,000, you want the smallest target on your back once jury starts.
Exactly. And they adapted to it too. Angela won that first competition. She's like, okay, I'm a threat. I'm a target. Let me just chill out, chill and make big decisions with my big alliance and stay loyal. And that's what they had to do. That's what they did. And that's good gameplay.
Now, very important question from Annie0615, which I think we really need you to answer for us this season, Tyler.
Okay.
Were you relieved or shocked that Caitlyn could not put together a 6-piece puzzle?
Caitlyn. Yes. That was like gut-wrenching to watch. To watch her struggle through that. Like I really do care for Caitlyn as a person, and knowing how passionate she is and how driven she is, for her to not be able to put that together was honestly heartbreaking. I knew it was going to be awkward if she came back and I had to tell her that I was going to vote, that I just voted her out. But at the same time, it was I was still rooting for her, you have to.
Right. I mean, what are things, or I see Jen is asking, is there anything that Caitlyn did or said in the game that upset you or, caused an issue? I think what a lot of people's critiques for Caitlyn was and still are, and she's addressed them on this show, people felt like she was using your dad as a pawn against you somehow in the game. Is that anything that you guys have discussed or talked about or anything?
I mean, yeah, you have to understand though, there's a lot of different ways Caitlyn goes about things, and her intentions are never bad intentions. She never has towards anybody. She never has she's never trying to set out to do something to make somebody mad. She's always positive and spreading love and light. That's her thing. And it's true. That's actually how she is. So when she does things like that, sometimes it's just she didn't really understand that I wouldn't be okay with that, And I get that. So I never held that against her. We talked it out. Everything was good. And everything is still good. But everything Caitlyn has ever done is always aiming towards positivity. And that's what I really love about her.
Good, because I love it. Yeah. Because, I believed her, but I always, default to everything and say, it's what you guys think, because it happened to you. So then on that same note, I'm sure you're the other, which now I'm remembering what they are, the JC. Did you see the whole JC kissed your arm or rubbed your arm while you were saying? Is there anything that you want to say about that? Obviously, JC said you were having a nightmare. Yeah. He was just trying to comfort you. How do you feel about that situation as well? I feel like we're putting an end to the gossip.
Please, let's put an end to it. Yes. Everything was taken out of proportion to the max. I will never say a bad word about JC. JC is going to be one of my closest friends forever. He's a good friend. He was there for me in the game. He was there for me as a person. JC is a good person, and that's what it comes down to. He was just looking out for a friend, and he's genuine. People get on him for saying certain things, doing certain things, but he's always genuine. He's reactive and stuff no, it was all blown out of proportion. It was talked about. Everything's fine. It's just stupid. So put an end to it, please.
Put an end to it. Then God. Tyler.
Yes.
I felt like we were building up to this. I feel like we warmed up with those two questions. Let's get into probably your toughest question from Maybe 420, who wants to know, have you taken Angela bowling yet?
No, I haven't. I don't know if she's ready to handle that, honestly. It's going to take some prep. We might need to, do some Wii bowling first so I can prepare her for what she's about to get into. because I can throw it down at a bowling alley. She's not ready.
Tyler, I don't know if you're aware, but you came in second place. You're allowed to buy yourself a Switch now.
Yeah.
It's not 2016. We've moved on from the Wii, Tyler.
Okay, I'll get one of those.
As a matter of fact, and then you need to download Fortnite, and then you can come play Fortnite with the YRR people.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that. I'm just not getting a headset.
Well, Tyler, well, yeah, true. No, you'll check it out. It'll be
Yeah,
fun.
it's true.
Linda wants to know, being the first HOH, how happy are you that you made a Final 2 deal at that point when in past seasons, the first HOH usually is a person who's out early in the game? I think she means that you made it to the end of the game being the first.
Yes. Well, like at first going into the game, I had known that, first HOH usually goes home. But really, it's all about how you play it. So I knew that playing it safe and having a reason to put up like two people that was not like I'm trying to draw a line in the sand was really what was going to get me to the end. And I knew winning that first competition was going to make me a competition threat because this is the only person that's won anything. So like when people were coming to me with deals, I'm like, let's do it. And then I gathered everything I got from the week, which was 15 different people's game,
Right.
basically, because everyone was laying it out towards me. And after that, I knew the sides and I knew where I wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just like accepted everything that was coming my way, you know?
Right.
So it worked out. It worked out really well.
Perfect. You getting this question from a ton of people in chat. Did Angela ever share her goodbye message with you?
Nope. Still hasn't. She promised me, man. I think she's like planning something. I don't know. She gave me a little snippet of it, but no. I want to see the actual one.
I don't think you're ever going to get to see that.
I want to, man. I need to get in contact with CBS. I want to see the actual one.
I feel like maybe it'll be a Christmas gift.
I hope so, man.
Maybe it'll be a Christmas gift.
You have no idea how bad I want to see that.
Get her on here, Tyler. I'll get it out of her.
I'm sure you will, man.
Winks82 wants to know, do you think that if you had cut KC in the double instead of Brett, that would have been something that helped you to win the game?
Nah. No. When I think about that, I think about Scotty going up and saying it's all about loyalty for me.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't think so.
Okay, now I have a comment, not a question, from a very important person in the chat room. His name is JC. You might know him. And he says,
never heard of her.
He said, please just tell Tyler that I'm not in love with him.
Who is she?
I don't know.
JC?
I think.
She sounds like a great fan. Looking forward to getting to meet you, JC. Don't know who you are, but
yay for JC.
I'm in love with you, JC.
Michelle wants to know, if you were to play again and you are in the same situation of being loyal to your alliance or a guaranteed win, knowing what you know now, do you remain loyal or take the win?
So if I'm loyal, I don't get to win?
Yeah, I guess that's in her scenario, yeah.
Well, I'd probably rather win, you know?
Right.
I guess, if it's coming down to it. But, yeah, I would love to be loyal, but probably more loyal than I was this time.
Here's the thing. $500,000 buys a lot of therapy.
Yeah,
it buys a lot of nice meals for them.
Yeah. And if they don't hate me afterwards, then we're good.
Then they're good. And your cast seems to be doing great postseason,
exactly.
I have to say.
So thankful for that, by the way.
It is great. A lot of people asked this as well, which I can't remember if we had an answer to this, but a lot of people wanted to know, what was your HOH music? Because did they not tell us? I see a lot of people.
They didn't tell you?
I see a lot of people asking what your HOH music was.
The first HOH, I got Post Malone, and then the next HOH, when I actually got a room, it was Marshmello. It had no lyrics, just like hype stuff. I
Okay.
was in a weird place.
Nicole wants to know what went through your mind when Rockstar gave you the answer during OTEV. Now, do you feel, well, I mean, I guess she kind of did give you the answer, but what do you feel
Yeah.
about that whole situation?
I mean, I knew it was an accident that
Hmm.
she did that because of the words she yelled as I slid back down the ramp. And then, so when she was trying to say afterwards, like, I gave you that. Don't forget that. I was like, Rockstar, you didn't mean to give me that, but like, thank you. You know, it was crazy. It's crazy how that worked out. That was a big mistake by Rockstar. I love Rockstar, but that was a big mistake.
Okay, so let people know right now, and again, don't kill us. We only have like 10 minutes left.
Uh
So,
huh.
part one, everyone,
Part
relax.
one.
So let me remind you all, currently, Becca, you are currently the number one fan. Become a fan so that you guys are alerted when we go live. And let's jump back in to some of your questions. Tyler, I want to take this one. It was from
Yes.
Lost in King Cruise, and he says, Tyler, you were working really hard day in and day out in the game. But was there any point in the game where you felt burned out having to do that? Because we didn't really see it. I think, like, fans of you and fans of the game really know how hard you worked in doing what you did this season. So, did you ever feel burned out at any point during it?
You know, I actually did, but it actually, this is another reason, like, I'm going to go back to the Angela here. Sorry, guys, if you don't like the show Mad Talk, but, like, that's, Angela, like, helped me in this game more than anything, because right as I started feeling, like, overwhelmed and, like, bad about every situation, like, then that spark, like, became real and alive for me, and she was, like, my outlet to, like, go to outside of the game, just made me feel like I was at home. So that's what helped me, and it was like a blessing. She kind of like jumped me back up, and I was good again whenever I would like hang out with her and talk with her. So it worked
Okay.
out pretty well.
Miss Mary says, what is your back tattoo of? You have a back tattoo? How do I not know these things? Do you have a
She
back?
might be talking about my butt tattoo that doesn't actually exist.
Tyler, I have a butt tattoo too, and it's of
Dude,
the Blues Clues paw print because I was drunk.
Blue's Clues paw print. I'm glad. Well, see, the thing is, I don't actually have one. I was just really bored that day, and I was like, you know what? Let me just make everybody believe I have an ass tat, and then not tell them I don't until after the show. I was really
Interesting.
bored. You get bored in that house, man.
So
I don't actually have one.
no
Don't have
back
one.
tattoo and no
Nope.
Winston twin.
No Winston twin. Biggest disappointment of the season.
No Twinston. Lady Katie wants to know, how does it feel to finally have the girl of your dreams in your arms every day?
Best feeling in the world. I didn't think it was even possible, man. Didn't think it was possible, but God, yeah, finally. I
Okay,
wanted that season to end so this could happen, but God.
let me bang through, I think, what is your biggest questions from your youngest fans. Should have started with this to save the chat, but let's go with this. I'm going to take it from Bearded Smurf. Number
Yes.
one, would you ever play again?
Yes, I like that game.
Okay, good. Number two, would you ever do Survivor?
Yeah.
You would do
Why not?
Survivor.
I like that game too.
Amazing Race.
For
Would you?
sure. I like that game too.
Who would you
I'm
do?
cool.
Who would? Oh, so you would do? Who would you do Amazing Race with if you weren't allowed to pick Angela?
If I wasn't allowed to pick Angela,
Right.
Casey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the challenge. Now that all the Big Brother people are flying over to the challenge, is the challenge a game you would want to play in?
I don't know, man. I've never really seen the challenge, so I don't really know what goes on in the challenge.
It's
But
like
I
Big.
like competition shows, so
It's like
I
Big
don't know.
Brother, except you have a greater chance to die in the competition.
Yeah, let's not die. Yeah, okay.
Don't
I don't
die.
know. Let
It,
me rethink that. I don't.
it,
I
it
don't know,
it's
man.
very you would I. Anne says, if you were able to bring one luxury item from the real world into the house, but obviously it can't be a communication device, what would you have wanted to bring into the house?
I would have definitely wanted like an iPod with my Spotify playlist on it, man. Dude, sitting there in silence for that amount of time is the worst thing in the world. Like, if I could have just I had like a song for every mood, so I could have just changed my mood at any minute. I really wish I could have had that. Because the one album, if you win HOH, is like, okay, it's cool, but then you have the same 10 songs for a week straight, and then you know all of them, and then they suck after day 2. So, yeah,
Okay.
definitely that.
I see, but, okay, so you have a lot of people are saying, do you, Tyler, feel that, the bitter was the
The
jury,
bitter was jury?
the bitter was jury? Do you feel that the bitter was jury, Tyler?
No, I wouldn't say they were bitter. No. Casey played an amazing game. Casey played the game she needed to play and the game she set out to play. And just because I was the one, like, just because I was, like, behind the scenes, like, making a lot of moves, like, Casey knew everything that was going on, too. Like, Casey was just as important of making certain moves happen as I was, because she was a vote. She was coming up with ideas. Like, no, they weren't bitter. And she had great relationships with them, like better relationships than I had. So, no, I don't think they were bitter at all. I think they picked for the best player, and Casey is the best player. That's why she won.
Perfect. All right. Let me take this question from our town. He wants to know: is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started it?
Man, that would take me like an hour to go about. I feel like I don't know. I feel like that game definitely made me better at connecting with people, like deeper. You know, I've always been able to like have solid relationships with people, but never, it was always like surface level, you know? And like in the game, I just felt like it was so important for me to just like make these actual like human connections, and they're going to stick with me forever. So I feel like that's like the best thing I took out of the game for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know like a lot of people want to know a little bit more about your social media stuff, and I want to talk for a second about your St. Jude thing. But
Yes.
first, I want to give you full screen, Tyler, because obviously you have hundreds and hundreds of people here to support you. I want to give you full
Thanks,
screen
guys.
to say whatever it is you want to say to all your fans watching you here right now. The floor is yours, Tyler.
Oh, man. Listen, guys, I just want to say how much I love you guys, because, like, when I said I didn't expect America to like me at all, I truly meant it. And to hear you guys saying such positive things is amazing. But at the same time, please be nice to all of my friends. Please be nice to the other house guests. Like, we are just people, you know, man. None of us deserve to be blasted so bad on social media. Like, I said it in the house, like, I don't like the personal attacks. And that's like a real thing in the real life too. So just be nice. We're all people, man. We love you just as much as you love us. So let's just keep the love going. Nothing
Let
but love coming from us, man.
Let's just keep the love going. And now here's something that I love that you and Angela both are doing. You guys currently have stuff on eBay right now,
Yes.
and 100% of the money is going to St. Jude's, which I think is
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys can find the link to it on Tyler's social media, on Angela's. I will put the link below this edited video for you guys watching it back later as
Perfect.
well, if you guys want to go vote on that stuff. Where do you want people to follow you on social media? Are you more an Instagram person, a Twitter person? Where should people be following you, Tyler?
Um, I like both, you know. But yeah, definitely hit up our eBay page. Tyler Crispen 2. That's Twitter and Instagram. And Snapchat, it's Crispen 2. So,
Right.
yeah.
And
Go check those out.
I feel like if, and I will put all of Tyler's social medias below this as well. And I feel like if people want something to actually be mad about house guests for, please be mad at the house guests that do not do what Tyler just did and make their name the same across all social media. Like, I have to
Yeah.
go look for
It's confusing, man.
Haley. I have to look for like Haley613 on Twitter, and then like Haley B loves Fest on
Haley.
Instagram. Haley. Keep yelling
Come
her
on
about
now.
that to change that.
Right.
Is there anything, because a ton of people also quickly want to know, is there anything that you have coming up next that you can tell people? And are you and Angela ever going to do like a show where you're opening fan mail? Because a lot of people said, oh God, we would love to see that type of a show. So are you willing?
Yes.
Are you ever going to do a show like that? And is there anything coming up next that you want to tell people about?
For sure. All right. So this is what we're planning to do. We have a lot more of the like the BB memorabilia stuff. It's not just this week. Like this week, it's going to St. Jude. But next time, we're picking a new charity. So make sure you guys get to the eBay store, put your bids out there. 100% of this week's items are going to St. Jude for the kids. But there's like 4 more rounds of this. So don't be scared if you miss out on any items this time.
Okay.
And also, we're definitely doing some fan mail opening, maybe a live Instagram soon. We're kind of just piling it all up to make sure we get all your guys in, because we only had a P.O. box for like 2 weeks, but yeah, it's coming. Don't worry.
All right. So let me say congratulations to Becca being the number 1 fan on this show. Congratulations, Becca. I will let you guys know what's happening with Brett. Maybe he messaged me. I don't know. I will check.
Wingman.
But definitely Casey is going to be on Tuesday, which is the new time right now. And I will let you guys know about other ones. Of course, we're not going anywhere. We're doing reality TV talk here every night on YouNow, so make sure you guys become a fan. Tyler, thank you for part 1.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me. Love
All
you
right,
guys.
everybody. We will see you guys later. Bye for now, YouNow. Bye, guys.
Later.